It's been a bit. First of all, let's just address this. If you guys haven't seen any of my social media, I have dread extensions. They're partial dreads, partial braids, and then they're just braided in. We'll talk about that later. If you want to like comment and diss me, just go on my Instagram, I guess. Feel free to do that there. This video has nothing to do with that, but let's talk, I guess. The last video that I did regarding my marriage, it's been a bit. If you have not seen that video, feel free to watch it if you want. I don't know. There's a lot of crying, a lot of emotions. Oh, I was in a very different place. A lot of you have asked what has been happening, what's been going on, is there any updates? I don't talk about it a lot. I don't talk about really what I've gone through in the past 20 months, I guess. Now I'm ready to talk about it. I'm ready to fill you guys in on all the details. Wow, okay, it was definitely last year sometime. February last year is when I posted the video talking about my husband walking out and basically my whole life just exploding right before my eyes. It is now July. It is July 1st. Hopefully I can get this edited and put up today or tomorrow if anything. And things are very different. Things are very different. I am very different. It has been a long time. Are you still married? Are you divorced? Like, what's happening? Are you and your husband together? Like, did he ever come back home? Like, those are like the biggest things that I get. Am I still married? Legally, yes. Yes, I am still married. Not for long. We have both spoke, we have talked through things, and we are officially filing for divorce. Now, that was really hard for me to come to terms with. I was basically in the kind of boat of where I was willing to wait like as long as it took for him to come home. Divorce is not something that I have ever wanted. I don't feel like people go into marriages just thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get divorced one day. When you get married, you're like, yeah, this is forever, you know. And it's hard when you're married to someone that has very different views than you do. And when someone is willing to grow and change and adjust their life and the other person is not willing to do those things, it makes it equally as hard. And we are doing it the most like civil way possible. Neither one of us want to rip the other person apart. I don't want to like drag him through dirt. Like, I'm not bitter anymore. I don't want to be petty. I don't want to, like, this man I spent 10 years of my life with. I have 2 children with him. Like, they like, he's their father. I'm not gonna sit there and try to, you know, rip apart his reputation or his name or, you know, the way that they see him. I'm just not about that. I know that some women want to take like everything possible from their husband when they get divorced or vice versa. I'm just not, I don't want that. I want this to be, I want him to be in our kids' lives. I want them to have their dad. Like, you know, if he chooses to be in their lives, then like that's all I can hope for, you know. Also, I have done a lot of growing. Like, this whole separation has been excruciating at times, and there have been times where it's just been like fine because I've been learning a lot about myself that I did not know. And I think when you get married so young and have kids so young, like, I was broken. We were both broken when we met each other, and like, I've just been spending 20 months patching myself up and learning who I am and learning what I like and who I am without him and things that I want to do with my life and things that I want to do with my kids. Really focusing on every aspect of my health, my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health, like all of it. And it's been a lot. Like, it's been a lot to go through for the kids, and it's been a lot for me to go through. I think the longest period of time that I've been single in my life was like 9 or 10 months. I think that's like the longest, so I've doubled that. It's been really good for me, I think. It's hard, you know, not being with anybody. I love, and like, I've always, you know, being raised on Disney princesses, like, you want that fairy tale. But sometimes that's like not always the case. Sometimes that doesn't always happen. I wrote a book. because I basically needed like a guidebook on how to get through everything I was going through, and I didn't know what to do. Like, there's no people don't teach you this stuff. People don't talk about it because people are so ashamed of divorce, and they're ashamed of being left and going through separations. And I was like, you know what, I'm going through all this stuff that I've never experienced before. I'm living this life not knowing what to do, not knowing what's coming next. So I was like, you know what, there's definitely for sure other people that are going through this stuff, and that's why I wrote my book. So I have another video like explaining what the book is about. That's like the gist of it. I will link that down below if you guys want to purchase it. You don't have to, but like if you guys are interested, it's down below. It's on ebook and hard copy. As for dating or like kissing or sex or whatever you want to talk about, yeah, that's like not really been a thing for me. So there was like 2, I guess, potential dudes that like I sort of liked last year, like last summer, and it was not even, they were both terrible. I mean, the stuff that did happen is in the book, but I learned from those people, I learned from those situations. And do I want to be with somebody? Sure. But I really am going to focus on getting these papers finalized. I don't hold anything against him anymore. I really don't. And he said something to me the other day that really kind of like shattered my heart, because I know it's not true, but that's the way that he sees it. So for him it's true or whatever, but for me it wasn't. And basically he said that in our marriage I never did anything for him. Now that is a huge lie. That's obviously a lie, but it's like, you know, there's nothing I can do about that anymore. Like, the past is the past. I can't fix anything that we went through. I can't resolve any fight that we used to have. Like, we're just, I don't know, we came together and we created 2 beautiful lives, and these, you know, kids are growing into amazing people. I've learned from it. So I think that's like the most important thing, because I think if you go through something so huge and you can't learn anything from it, then that's when it becomes a failure or a mistake. And I have learned to control a lot of things that I couldn't control before in the past in that relationship. I've become less angry. I've become less bitter. I have learned to control things I say to people when I get angry or when I'm hurt, and that was really hard for me before. And I'm becoming a better version of who I used to be. And for so long I feel like I put the true like person that I am, I like shoved her way down because I was nervous that somebody might not accept me because I'm goofy or weird or silly, or you know, the way that I act and how loud I am and my laugh and like just being goofy in general. And so like I feel like, not like an imposter, but I feel like for the longest time I didn't know who to be. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know that it was okay to be who I was. Just in the past few months alone, I've really learned to come out of my shell. I've learned that it's okay to be weird and funny, and that it's okay to laugh about stupid stuff, and that we all say dumb things that make absolutely no sense, and that's okay. And I just had the hardest time for the past like 10 years really like seeing that it's alright to be yourself, because I was so afraid to be abandoned or like to be dumped or left or whatever, that I tried to live up to the expectations of my husband, and I tried to be who he wanted me to be, and I tried to be who I thought he would like more, and that caused a lot of stress and tension, and it made me miserable, it made him miserable, and it just obviously ended in a terrible way. Sunday, I guess, will be, whatever, this weekend we'll be separated for 20 months, and as weird as this might sound, I've been terrified to change my Facebook profile like status thing or whatever to single or separated or divorced or whatever, because I know that the moment that happens, so many people will want to comment and want to talk and like, oh, like, I'm so sorry, I can't believe this happened to you, or like, oh, he's a piece of whatever. Like, I don't want anybody to say anything bad about him. Like, I'm not on here to like bash him or anything. Like, we all have issues, we all have stupid stuff we have to work through, and you either grow or you don't. You either learn from things or you don't. In reality, like, there's nothing that I can't do anything to change that for him. And I feel like I've done as much as I possibly could to try and fix our marriage, to try and resolve our fights, to like, I've prayed for him like almost every single day. I've prayed for him, for his life to be amazing, whether I'm in it or not, and for him to be able to come back and be with the kids. And you know, he did come back around, and he's been consistent so far with our kids. They are what matter. Like, they matter the most out of this entire situation. As long as they don't feel abandoned and they don't feel, you know, betrayed and all that stuff, like, that's what I care about. And I don't want them to ever look back and be like, wow, my mom like ripped my dad apart because he was going through, you know, this and that. And I don't want them to look at him and be like, wow, I can't believe he, you know, completely abandoned my mom. And I want them to see that we're friends. That's gonna take time because we still both don't really fully see eye to eye on things, but we have come to an agreement with like with our divorce, with custody, with like all of that stuff, and we're doing it in a very cordial way. So we're not getting lawyers. We're doing, I don't know how it is in any other state, so don't like come at me, but in Missouri, as long as you agree on everything, like no matter what it is, as long as you agree on it, you fill out the papers, and you get them signed like in front of a notary, you go to court, you're done. Like, it's simple. I know that not every divorce is simple. I know that sometimes there's so much to lose, there's so much to fight for, and I think we're both at that point where we want to put our egos aside and do what's best for the kids. The fact of the matter is, he did walk out on us, period. But like, I can't, if I sit there and hold on to that, and if I don't forgive that, and I just like have all this like resentment and bitterness, like, that does nothing to him, and it just only rips me apart, and then that'll in turn get taken out on my kids, and you know, that'll be the way that like my anger will get to me, and I will treat them wrong, you know. And so I don't want any of that, and I appreciate from the bottom of my soul the support that I've gotten from you guys, the messages I've gotten from you guys, whether it be here on YouTube or on my Instagram, on Facebook. Like, I've had so many people reach out to me in the past year. They've gone through similar situations, or how they think my husband's a narcissist, or how they think that I'm the best one and I should be 100% supported, and all of these things. And you know, there's a lot of mixed messages in there. And is he a narcissist? I don't know. They're usually not like fully diagnosed. Ooh, ant. I don't know. He could just be an angry, bitter man. But I refuse to be that person. I refuse to be angry and bitter. I believe in forgiveness because I believe that I don't think that it has anything to do with him. I think that it's fully about me. So if I don't forgive him, that's just gonna make me hurt more, which in turn, if I do forgive him, then that's gonna help me cope better. Yeah, that's where we're at. And so hopefully by like, I don't know, I guess August or September, we will be officially divorced. And as I post this video, I'm going to change my Facebook status to single, because that's what I am, or will be. But I mean, I am single. We are separated, so we're not together. But I think I'm finally at that place where like I'm okay to talk about it now, and I don't feel wrong for sharing my life and my journey and things that I've gone through. And I didn't want a divorce. That's not what I wanted, but I've come to terms with some people are willing to change and some people are not willing to change, and I can only do so much on my end, and I've done those things. It's time to be happy and move on. I mean, obviously we're still going to be in each other's lives for a very long time because we have kids together. I don't necessarily think we're gonna have like a Courtney and Scott Disick situation. I don't think that we're gonna be that close and tight, but you never know what the future holds, I guess. Our families really aren't close, so I don't know how that would work. He does come around and he spends time with the kids, and they do need him. That's their father. So sometimes I may post something that has him in it, or I might say something about, you know, their dad or whatever, which is fine, like, but you know, so many people want to jump into other people's lives and kind of like try to delegate the situations themselves, when in reality it's my life and it's my kids' lives and it's his life, and we are at a place where we are just better apart than we are together, and there's no need for more stress and more drama and more craziness. Like, I'm not into it, you know. I've learned that a lot in the past year, that it is better to just be happy and not stressed than to just be crazy and emotional and angry and hurt and broken and bitter. Will I ever get married again? I don't know. Will I date? I don't know. Will I ever fall in love? I don't know. Yeah, this is it for right now. This is what's happening, and thank you guys for supporting me, and thank you for reaching out and checking in on me still, even though it's been over a year since I posted that video. But I'm no longer crying. I'm no longer broken up into billions of pieces. Obviously I have trust issues still. That's not gonna go away quickly. But as for now, I'm out here enjoying life, becoming an author of a book. That's pretty cool. Just back onto coaching and trying to travel and experience things with my kids and just be happy. If anybody decides to pop into my life and love me the way that I deserve to be loved, then hey, I'm cool with that. If not, so be it, I guess. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I love you guys so much. Have a great day. Happy July. Bye.